Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Guyanese car dealer in VIN tampering scheme. More evidence, victims come forward. Disturbing allegations and the call for justice. Man allegedly caught in sexual activity with a pig. Walton-Desir to Attorney General. What are you afraid of in the Fisher versus Gecom case? More than 600 trained as SLDM project concludes. And in sport, the West Indies under 19 takes 3-1 command in Youth ODI series against England. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, November 25 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. The plot thickens regarding the involvement of a well-known, well-connected local car dealership involved in a massive car fraud that is robbing Guyana of billions in revenue. More details in this report. While HGP Nightly News awaits tampering operation in Guyana, another key breakthrough has emerged. The owner of a green Range Rover, who is also at the center of the controversy, presented vehicle and documents to HGP Nightly News on Monday. During an on-site examination, the owner showed the VIN tag affixed to her green Range Rover. When the number was checked against official documentation, it matched a black vehicle instead. A clear confirmation that the VIN tag was either tampered with, altered, or transferred from another SUV. To ensure accuracy, the owner then took Nightly News to a second Range Rover, a red one that had never been modified. The VIN tag on that vehicle correctly identified it as red, exactly as reflected in the system. That comparison removed any doubt. The VIN tag on her green Range Rover did not belong to the vehicle it was attached to. This manipulation swapped tags and the possible circulation of high-end vehicles carrying fraudulent identities. As international investigators continue to zoom in on this broader transnational duty evasion scheme, all fingers are pointing to a well-known. Our developing story this evening, a Denamstel West Coast Demerara man is demanding justice and a full review of a police investigation after the Director of Public Prosecution advised that no charges be laid against the man who shot him. The shooting incident, which happened on March 19, 2025, stemmed from a shocking and deeply disturbing discovery involving bestiality. According to Stanford Ford, the chain of events began when he caught a fellow villager engaging in sexual activity with his pig. Startled by what he witnessed, he began recording the act on his mobile phone as evidence.
Go up close, see a coffee named Perry. I said, Perry, what are you doing inside this pig pen here, so You doing inside this pig pen? This pig? Here, who's down?
He said word of the incident spread quickly through the community, triggering anger from relatives of the accused man. Ford said a cousin of the accused confronted him aggressively, accusing him of embarrassing the family by circulating details of the incident. That confrontation escalated and the cousin shot him.
When I try to open the gate, I hear a loud explosion. Bow, bow. Next, I get hit in the back. I fall along. I will open the gate here, next gunshot. They say, don't throw on yourself, because this man going to kill you.
After completing their investigation, detectives submitted a file to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for legal advice. The DPP subsequently recommended that no charges be filed against the alleged shooter. Nightly News understands that investigators then informed the victim of the outcome, leaving him shocked and deeply dissatisfied. Ford is now publicly accusing police investigators of failing to include critical evidence and witness statements in the file that was sent to the DPP.
I end up getting somebody to get down to the DPP now call me and tell me, come. She can do a review because she ain't really know what side of the story. Actually, she know what a pig story. She said no. She said the police never bring no file with no pig story and the police didn't bring certain things.
Ford believes the omission of key facts may have significantly influenced the DPP's decision.
So I'm glad for a speedy review for not really going on. I just want my guy go back in the hospital again. I got 3 children. They tired. It's really hard.
He is now calling for the DPP to revisit the matter and conduct a full review of the case file, this time with all the facts, statements, and supporting evidence included. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Leader Forward Guyana Movement, Amanza Walton-Desir, is accusing the Attorney General of trying all the tricks in the book to prevent her party's case from reaching the Caribbean Court of Justice. Marvin Cato reports.
Anil Nandlal has been, he's at the Court of Appeal, blocking Ms. Fisher's application for leave to apply to the CCJ.
That was leader of the Forward Guyana Movement, Amanza Walton-Desir, as she unpacked on the recent developments with the application brought by Crystal Fisher to the appeals court after her party was excluded from contesting in several regions during the just concluded general and regional elections. Walton-Desir was recently speaking on a radio program.
So what is he afraid of? All right? Now with the petition, he is also coming on a procedural motion to try to have it struck out even before it could be heard.
Walton-Desir believes the Attorney General is disingenuous since he is saying one thing in the public space, but behind the scenes he's actively trying to derail the case before it is even heard.
Now this is the Attorney General, but clearly he confuses his role as the Attorney General and the guardian of the Constitution and on the constitutional rights of Guyanese.
She is of the view that the Attorney General should focus on his role as a state agent and not to be confused with his role as a member of the People's Progressive Party Civic.
These are the obstacles that are placed in the way of movements like the Forward Guyana movement, when we insist that, you know what, it's not going to be business as usual. It can't be business as usual.
The Forward Guyana movement is actively trying to get the case of Ms. Fisher versus Gecom before the CCJ after being unsuccessful in the High Court and the Court of Appeal. The court thus far has placed a $4 million cost on the applicant who brought the motion on behalf of FGM, and Walton-Desir is of the view that the cost attached to such constitutional matters is unfair. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Marvin. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
In the wheels at Courts. Enter for a chance to win one of 3 Proton X50 SUVs, plus 1 year free comprehensive insurance and servicing when you shop $19,999 and over at Courts. With Courts Ready Finance, you can shop now and pay later. Don't miss out on your chance to win. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Conditions apply.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170 God Transforms It. Call us for SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
ExxonMobil Guyana is officially moving forward with the Hammerhead project, as confirmed in their final investment decision. This means the company is fully committed to investing in the project. Hammerhead is the company's 7th offshore project, representing an investment of $6.8 billion US. This brings ExxonMobil's total investment in Guyana to over $60 billion US, with first oil targeted for 2029. The floating production, storage, and offloading vessel for this project is expected to produce around 150,000 barrels of oil per day. Additionally, the associated gas produced from the Hammerhead project reservoir will be transferred to the highly anticipated gas-to-energy pipeline network, which is expected to reduce electricity costs for all Guyanese by up to 50%. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And hear this, you getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
This is the HGP Nightly News. As the United Nations observe International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, the Bishop's High School on Tuesday hosted the 16 Days of Activism activity to champion this cause. Antonio Day was there, and he reports now.
Let's protect one another. All of us can do it.
Those were the shouts of solidarity for the elimination of violence against women from Bishop's High School students, head teacher, teachers, and acting chancellor of the judiciary, Justice Roxanne George. Elizabeth Williams-Niles, senior mistress at the Bishop's High School, one of the organizers of the event, implored on students, particularly males, to be the custodians of female students who may be victims of abuse.
Today, I want to speak directly to the men and boys of our school community because you matter. Your choice matters. Your voice matters. You are not bystanders. You are protectors, allies, brothers, and future fathers. You have the power to decide what kind of world we are building. A world where jokes about girls' bodies are no longer laughed at.
Williams-Niles contend that men must unequivocally oppose the injustices meted out towards young girls and women and not act as if it is business as usual.
Boys, young men, we need you. We need you to call out violence, even when it is uncomfortable. We need you to defend your female classmates, not because they are weak, but because they deserve dignity. We need you to be the kind of men who heal and uplift, not harm.
She referenced the recent incident of the 24 schoolgirls who were abducted by Nigerian assailants in that country. Contextually, Niles Williams, a social and Caribbean studies teacher, noted that the global occurrences like these should not be taken for granted, as it can happen to anyone if protective mechanisms are not enforced. The academic admonished that the rights and contributions of women must not be taken for granted, nor should it be seen as a convention on the elimination of violence against women. The subject matter is a pervasive scourge locally. She, however, alluded to the protective avenues outlined in the Family Violence Act of 2024, especially for minors.
The Act allows persons, including children, to seek assistance from social services and by going to court to obtain protection orders so as to stop abuse or financial.
Madam George noted that while many females have lost their lives to date as a result of femicide, males are also victims of gender-based violence. The day's activities were also highlighted with a talent show by the BHS students to champion the 16 Days Activism. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Day 45 of the election fraud trial was brought to a temporary halt on Tuesday after questions arose about whether all evidence had been submitted to the defense. the court granted additional time for both sides to sort out the issue. Tiana Cole is on this story.
Day 45 of the election fraud trial continued on Tuesday before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty. On Monday, prosecution witness Bibi Anisha Mohammed testified about a live broadcast involving former Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield on June 23, 2020. She explained that the broadcast included the observation report and a declaration of total votes that Lowenfield prepared and delivered. According to Mohammed, Lowenfield made two declarations and the figures presented did not match the statements of poll or statements of recount in her possession. Mohammed told the court she wished to refer to a spreadsheet contained in her witness statement, noting that a large amount of data made it necessary. Defense attorneys UC Anderson and Dexter Todd then questioned whether the recording of the broadcast Mohammed referenced had been formally entered into evidence. They told the court that no such broadcast appeared in the disclosure. The prosecution responded that flash drives containing the recordings were prepared and handed over to the defense. Anderson, however, maintained that certain materials were still not disclosed. During Tuesday's proceedings, the prosecution insisted that full disclosure had already been made. However, given a long-standing dispute over disclosure, they submitted a list to the court so the defense could verify what was received and determine if anything remains outstanding. In light of the defense request and the court's decision to accommodate the process, the matter was adjourned to November 26 for continuation of Mohammed's testimony. 9 individuals are currently before the court in connection with the March 2020 general and regional elections. Among the accused are former Region 4 Returning Officer Clement Mingo, former Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, and former Deputy CEO Roxanne Myers. Also charged are former PNCR Chairperson Valda Lawrence, PNCR activist Carl Smith Joseph, and Gecom staff members Sheffrin Fabry, Enrique Lifen, Mitchell Miller, and Dennis Bob Cummins. The charges arise from investigations into alleged attempts to manipulate the 2020 elections result. In total, the defendants face 19 conspiracy-related charges, and the prosecution has indicated it intends to call approximately 73 witnesses during the trial. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We tell you now that the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce commemorated 50 years of Suriname's independence and 50 years of diplomatic ties with Guyana. Here is more.
To mark its 50 years of independence and 50 years of diplomatic ties with Guyana, the Surinamese Chamber of Commerce hosted a reception at the Artichon Conference Center. During her presentation, Surinamese Ambassador Lizel Blankendal highlighted the historical significance of this dual milestone. The ambassador emphasized that over the past 50 years, Suriname has grown into a fully developed, culturally rich and resilient nation. With 93% forest coverage, Suriname ranks among the most biodiverse countries in the world. Its economy is strengthened through diversification and investments in education, healthcare, and agriculture, she informed. She also pointed out that the large offshore investments are ushering in a new era of sustainable growth. The ambassador also highlighted close ties that exist between Suriname and Guyana, which are based on respect, friendship, and common interests. Blankendal highlighted the growing cooperation in trade, infrastructure, energy, and culture, underlining the importance of diplomacy as a tool for sustainable development. She concluded by expressing appreciation to all partners contributing to the strengthening of bilateral relations. Prime Minister of Guyana, Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, congratulated Suriname on its 50th independence anniversary on behalf of the Guyanese government and the people. He underscored the long-standing close friendship between the two nations, built on trust and shared values, and that Guyana and Suriname have set a leading example for the region, showing that neighboring countries can work together for shared development. He added that Guyana remains committed to transforming the Guyana-Suriname corridor into a model of regional integration, while deepening collaboration on food and energy security, climate resilience, and sustainable development. Dr. Vishnu Durga, chairman of the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce, have also meant 50 years of growing trade opportunities. Chairman of the Action Invest Caribbean Incorporated reiterated that the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce is dedicated to enhancing trade ties between the two countries. He reaffirmed the Chamber's commitment to strengthening trade relations between the two countries. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're celebrating with big savings on smartphones, starting as low as $16,500 for the Samsung A06 and $26,500 for the Samsung A16 and $40,500 for the A26. But wait, there's more. Get 1 month free data with your new phone to keep you close to loved ones near and far. Offer available while stocks last. Visit a Digicel store today and unwrap the gift of real connections. Digicel.
Survival Supermarket's 15th anniversary senior citizen sale is on November 26th this year. If you're 55 and older, you'll get a 10% discount throughout the supermarket, except alcohol and tobacco products. And when senior citizens shop $10,000 and over at Survival on November 26th, you'll get a whopping 10% discount, a free gift, and a Survival shopping bag too. Yes, Survival Supermarket's 15th anniversary senior citizen sale. It's on November 26th. Don't you miss it.
In the wheels at Courts. Enter for a chance to win one of 3 Proton X50 SUVs, plus 1 year free comprehensive insurance and servicing when you shop $19,999 and over at Courts. With Courts Ready Finance, you can shop now and pay later. Don't miss out on your chance to win. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. The Food and Agriculture Organization and the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission concluded the Sustainable Land Development and Management Project, highlighting its contribution toward building stronger land governance systems and improving long-term planning across the country. Tiana Cole will tell you more.
The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission on Tuesday concluded a Sustainable Land Development and Management Project. Delivering a feature address, Guyana Lands and Survey Commission Chief Executive Officer Enrique Menez said the Commission has received an unprecedented level of public interest in land, with thousands of applications processed for residential, agricultural, and commercial purposes over recent years. He highlighted that approximately 9,000 land applications, the highest demand recorded to date, totaling 150,000 acres, gained the attention of the Commission.
The demand is so much that we currently have over 30,000 requests, just simply requests, for land in one location. This is the Linden Highway.
Menez noted that despite progress, the SLDM project continues to face major challenges, with squatting identified as the biggest obstacle to efficient land management.
And even though we have completed several regularization exercises, this continues to be a problem because people tend to choose the public roads, dams, lands needed for public infrastructure.
He added that GLSC is currently finalizing a regularization exercise near the Eugene F. Karai Airport, where over 500 persons are occupying lands illegally. Meanwhile, FAO Representative Dr. Gillian Smith, in her welcoming remarks, emphasized that the SLDM project was driven by Guyana's vision for a modern, resilient, and people-centered land governance system designed to combat land degradation, climate risk, and unplanned development.
This project engaged 20+ national and regional agencies, trained over 600 individuals. And when I say trained, I'm talking about certified training. Surveyors, farmers, miners, students, planners, building a strong ecosystem.
Dr. Smith highlighted that the project has directly involved almost 100 farmers, 30 miners, and more than 170 local actors, all gaining practical skills in diagnosing land degradation and applying sustainable land management tools.
This is capacity that has been built at scale, creating impact that lasts.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa has unveiled bold agri plans for Linden farmers after meeting with residents at the weekend. Marvin Cato reports.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa met with residents and farmers of Linden on Saturday to inform them of several upcoming agricultural initiatives for Region 10, Upper Demerara Berbice. Minister Mustafa highlighted the growing importance of agriculture in Linden, citing the significant investments government has made in the sector over the years. He noted the state-of-the-art hydroponic facility that actively engages youth in agriculture and President Ali's vision for stronger youth involvement in the sector, aiming for at least 38% participation of women and young people. He also emphasized the importance of having the region's agro-processing facility operate daily, stating that it will help to create more value-added opportunities for local farmers. The minister revealed that major companies have signaled their interest in working with his ministry, and he challenged farmers to increase production to meet the anticipated increase in demand for their products. The former main opposition over the years has been calling for broader diversification of the agricultural sector. They even made it a focal point in the recent election campaign, signaling their plans to make each administrative region self-sufficient. The government, however, is suddenly announcing these plans after years of alleged neglect and a focus on the traditional agricultural regions. Pundits have over the years pointed to the importance of agricultural diversification, with the growing demand for food and the skyrocketing cost of living being their focal point. Diversification, in their view, will increase demand and contribute to excesses which could be stored, processed, and or shipped as a primary product, contributing to the country's growing GDP. In reaffirming the government's commitment to expand agriculture across Region 10, the minister promised to increase access to farmland and provide support for new interests. He noted, too, that more milk production in Moblissa will benefit residents and create new economic opportunities. The minister encouraged farmers to capitalize on these emerging opportunities in the region, urging residents to form strong partnerships with the government as agriculture diversifies and grows. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Josh chocolates, Ping pong, everybody wants some. Roasted peanuts is the true #1. Ping pong, you better get a handful. This chocolate is so incredible. What's the snack everybody craves for? Ping pong bongs into flavor. Chocolate coated peanuts, delicious top class A+. Ping pong, from Josh chocolates, bongs into flavor.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffur's sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffur's sash windows for the perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDoom Mega Store and Gaffur's outlets of Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji, and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
This Christmas runs on real connections with Digicel. The calls, the laughter, the joy, and the chance to pick and win big. We're giving away $12 million. Yes, every week, one lucky Digicel customer gets a chance to win up to $2 million. 6 lucky winners in total. Here's how you get in. Top up with $1,000 or more, or pay your fiber or postpaid bill in full. The more you top up, the more chances you get. Stay connected this Christmas.
Mango Passion. This tropical combo of mango and passion fruit delivers a bold flavor and wholesome goodness. It's fruity, it's vibrant, and it fits right into your day. Grab your Mango Passion can today and live fruitifully. Fruta.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I am Antonio Day. We begin with news in the Bahamas. Opposition leader Michael Pintard told Prime Minister Philip Davids that it is outrageous and unacceptable that the amount of Bahamian taxpayer monies or funds injected into what appears to be a shell company doubled to more than $20 million during the 3 months to end September without any government explanation. Pintard, in a November 23, 2025 letter to Davis King Council, demanded that his administration give a fulsome explanation on the financing and circumstances surrounding Carmichael Village Project Development Company after the Ministry of Finance just published a debt report for the 2020 indebtedness increased by more than 100% during that period. Latrell Ramming, the Prime Minister's Communication Director, did not respond to messages seized on data from the same Ministry of Finance report, showing that Bahamas Power and Light's debts owed to the government increased by 57.1%. Over to news in Trinidad and Tobago. Moments after the Donald Trump administration added Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his government to the U.S. State Department's list of world's most dangerous terrorist organizations, news emerged that the United States' highest-ranking military officer will meet with the Prime Minister on Tuesday. In a media release on Monday afternoon, the United States Embassy said that the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff General, Dan Kane, will visit Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday to meet Prime Minister Kamal Besessar. The Office of the Prime Minister put out a brief statement on Monday, saying the meeting is being held at the request of the United States and will focus on the two nations' strong bilateral relationship, strengthening the regional stability and the vital importance to both countries of countering the illicit traffic in drugs and transnational criminal organizations. The media release added that the Prime Minister welcomed. And finally, with some international news. U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll held talks late on Monday and Tuesday with Russian officials in Abu Dhabi as part of an intense trying to narrow the gap into accepting a deal largely on the Kremlin's terms. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I am Antonio Day.
Delwyn Neblet is up next with HGP's Sports Spots.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Spots for today, Tuesday, November 25, 2025. The Ghana Football Competition in 2026. Ghana will contest qualifiers as the Federation's long-term commitment to strengthening youth football, expanding the national talent pipeline, and building competitive programs that reflect international and the guidance of the GFF Technical Directorate into the squads, supported by international, have also begun with Guyana's senior women's squad ahead of the upcoming CONCACAF women's qualifiers. The Lady Jags will take on Nicaragua in the first match scheduled for 20 hours on December 5th in the 2025 MVP Sports Girls Under-11 Football Tournament, multiple fixtures at the Ministry of Education ground on Saturday. In Round 2 Academy, GIA and North Georgetown Primary also recorded 2-0 victories over Agatash Primary, Tugville Primary, and Sophia Primary respectively, with goals coming from Marion's Haley de Nobrega and Ella Fernandes, GIA's Michaela Tuma and Naomi Reese, and North Georgetown's Catalina Solomon. Watermuri Primary thrashed St. Aloysius Primary 10 goals to 0 as Alina Lewis produced a whopping 5 goals, Altia Marks secured a hat-trick, and Abrina Thomas netted twice. In Round 3 action, St. John the Baptist Primary and West Randbelt Primary played to a 1-1 draw, while Agatash Primary secured a 2-1 victory over Tugville Primary on the back of goals from Delina Tracy and Ravina John. Santa Rosa Primary dominated against Pataro Primary as Ravina Johnson dazzled with 4 goals, and Brie Atkinson, Atika Francis, and Naomi Henry each scored once in the 7-0 victory. Primary 2 goals to 0, while Mayan Academy were unstoppable, defeating GIA 8 goals to 0 with a sensational 6 goals from Ella Fernandes and 1 goal each from Haley Denon with an 11-0 victory in the final 4 goals in a winning effort. United stars in the sport of squash, Mary Fungafat and Ashley Khalil, will go head-to-head for the individual women's bronze medal at the ongoing 2020 sets, while Khalil's playoff on Daniel Ince earned his spring champion Kamal Cumberbatch in Tuesday's semi-final. Tournament overall CAS lead in the on Monday. Batting first is from the captain Joshua Dorn, who added a blistering 80. Was the pick of the bowlers for England. They were bowled out for just 108 82 in 38.5 overs on the back of a destructive spell from Vital Laws, who took 4 for 35 from 10. Shaquan Bell also picked up 13 is scheduled. And Harpy Eagles opening batsman and former CG Insurance Regional Super 50 Cup at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy on Sunday. Fielding in the cover region, the 26-year-old dislocated his right shoulder while attempting a diving save. On-the-ground medical staff stretchered him off the field, after which he was taken to the San Fernando General Hospital for medical evaluation and treatment. As part of his recovery, Perez will be wearing a broad arm sling for a period of 3 weeks, followed by a physiotherapy rehabilitation program, which rules him out for a total of approximately 6 weeks. That's it for this edition of the HGP.
Our dealer in VIN tampering scheme. More evidence and victims come forward. Disturbing allegations and a call for justice. Man allegedly caught in sexual activity with a pig. Walton-Desir to Attorney General. What are you afraid of? In the Fisher versus Gecom case. More than 600 trained as SLDM project concludes. Land management remains a challenge. And in sport, the West Indies under-19 take 3-1 command in Youth ODI series against England. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.